if you want to know what someone is going through, go for a round of golf with him. You'll hit some misses, he will miss some paths, he will click. So golf is about your life and how you manage your life.
The history of golf in Kenya is actually quite colored. It came in with the colonials in 1906. That was the first time that the first golf club actually was Royal Nairobi Golf Club. At that time, the Nairobi Golf Club, before it got its Royal Charter. And within about 5 to 7 years, you had Mombasa Golf Club at the coast that came up. You had clubs all over the place. And within the colonial time, they put up golf clubs almost at every major administration area in the country.
Golf is a great sport. It's a very social sport. We have maybe upwards of 8,000 golfers present in Kenya with over 40 golf clubs.
If you look at the growth of local Kenyan membership of golf clubs, it has only really grown in a big way in the last 15, 20 years. That is when you've really got the acceleration of membership of local people into the golf clubs. Before that, it used to be the people who could afford and had spare cash.
My name is Dennis Chabitry. I am an amateur golfer, but before playing golf, I used to play rugby. I think as you grow up, you reduce a lot of physical activities into easier games, and then games that can create better interaction, corporate. I was in heavy on corporate work, so it was easier for me to work with my clients, to interact with my clients.
I have been a golfer since 1996, and I started playing golf purely by accident. I was a member of a golf club for 10 years, but I never actually played golf before that. But when I went to work in a country overseas, my boss, the CEO of the company, told me that if you don't play golf, you don't have a job here. Because part of the role that you're playing, although I was a technical person, is that you play golf without customers. And we used to get customers from countries like Japan, Korea, China, Taiwan, all those places where golf was expensive. So whenever they came on a marketing trip, a lot of them used to come to our company, and then we had to take them out on to play golf. So one of the conditions of being a senior person in that organization was that you had to play golf. So the company gave me money to buy a golf kit, and they paid for my training and also for the golf club, and said, you cannot say no. And so under that threat, I started playing golf. The Kenya Open actually started off in 1967. And at that time, most of the people who played in the Kenya Open were people who came from the Europe. And they had what they called the safari circuit. They used to start in West Africa, come to Zambia, Zimbabwe, and then Kenya, and then go back to go back to Europe. So this was normally around the end of the winter season, and they wanted to have some practice before they started the proper summer events in Europe. So they'd come into Africa just to get the practice. So the Kenya Open was part of that circuit, and that's why they started coming here. And you found local companies got an interest in terms of sponsoring that. And again, it was a very high level sponsorship.
So we got Safaricom to come on board to sponsor the Kenya Open. And the history now of Safaricom and Kenya Open begins there.
We found golf as a brilliant asset for us just to talk to them about these services that help them improve their business, in terms of communicating with their customers, and also running their business efficiently. Yeah, despite the fact that we did the Safaricom Business Challenge up to 2014, we've not stopped engaging in golf.
I remember one time we were playing in Muthaiga for the finals. It used to be like a series. So every club, they pick the top 4 players to come and play in the finals. Maybe in Muthaiga or Karen. They would pick you from the parking, give you t-shirts, give you balls. You just feel like you're in an international tournament.
Golf came in a big way. I think Safaricom wanted to reach to all cadres of their customers. So golf was also a big one. We used to go like around all the regions covering golf. It was big. It was something that golfers still to date talk about.
The first major tournament I played was the Safaricom Golf Challenge, which I won in Golf Park. And I was playing against, this is very interesting because that's the first time I met Kirubi. So he was handicap 8 and I was handicap 20. And he didn't have a slot. So we were playing as the last team, we were 3. So all those things you see on a golf course, they are called distractions. Yeah, that's why you see trees, there are sand, things called bunkers. Then there's water around the green so that they can intimidate you. But every time you play one hole, you say that hole is behind me. We are going to the next one. Because you play 18 holes. So Kirubi asked us, what's our handicap? Once we told him the handicap, he just started laughing. That you guys are not golfers. We played and, and we won.
First task I was assigned to the KGU was junior golf. At that time, juniors could play tournaments, but they couldn't win prizes. That was a bit ridiculous. So we formed the Junior Golf Foundation, and as a union back then took a lot of initiative to try and, first of all, mainstream the juniors into golf. So that it was no longer an issue of age, it was an issue of handicap.
So the Kenya Open became part of the Challenge Tour, and that meant that the field of people playing was now not on an invitational basis, but it was actually because of it was part of a circuit. And that meant we'd get about 100 plus people coming to play golf, professionals coming from Europe to come and play specifically in Kenya. And that Challenge Tour stayed on as a key event until 2018, when it became the European Tour.
Today we are here at Karen, a country club, as a sponsor of the ladies' invitational tournament, a tournament over the course of the day. We have been the sponsor for the last 7 years, and that's mainly because as a brand we support women. To win a tournament like this, you have to really practice, you have to be optimistic, you have to be resilient, and you have to really put your best foot forward.
For a first-time tournament that you brought the European Tour here with the top 100 ladies participating, all confirming. We've seen 4 days of exciting golf, amazing golf. They've also participated in helping the children around the community in terms of training them with some golf skills. We've seen the Kenyan ladies also play in it.
Now we finally made it and we're very happy.
People here has been so welcoming, smiling, laughing all the time. It's just great to be here and to be part of this great event.
Ladies haven't really had a global event, and the Ladies European Tour, which was actually an invitational event rather than one on the main tour, is basically giving a taste of what can happen. And hopefully with getting the younger girls to go to watch that, we'll probably then get a lot more people starting to play golf at that age. You're walking 10 kilometers every time you play golf, almost. So in terms of your personal health, is a plus that you cannot put value to.
for the young people, golf should be something that you should give it a try. Because it's an individual game. It's not like rugby where you have a winger, setter. So you can determine your destiny and go very far.
So for the people who are starting golf, there is that element of it is easier to do it the younger you are, right? The cost of golf now and joining a golf course, I think, has become irrelevant, right? A lot of people who would like to join golf can actually afford it. It's just a question of changing the mindset.
I believe Kenya is now poised with all these tournaments, the Kenya Open, the current Masters, the Safari Tour. We're creating enough of a buzz and enough of an interest and hopefully an industry